Hello, welcome, Anna. How are you?
Hello, everybody. It is such a pleasure to have everyone here. How many people do we have so far?
So far, I guess 25, but more will come soon.
I want to say hi to everybody, and I would love everybody to start chatting about where they're currently located. My name is Anna Szabo, and I know it's a Hungarian name, and sometimes people send me emails in a language I do not understand because I've never lived in Hungary. I do not understand that language. I am originally from Russia, and I live in America. I've lived in the United States of America here in Georgia since 2008, July 2008. So yeah, I would love to know, guys, where you are currently located, where you're from. And I'm so excited to share my Trailblazer story with you. And I thank everybody who is here today. And I have a couple more things to say, but let me shut up for a minute.
No, we are here to listen you. So it's pleasure to hear what you say. Mainly our participants are from United States and Canada. I think there are few from Europe as well. And most of them are just fresh talents to the Salesforce Ohana. And I think they are eager to hear what you told them, how to land in a job in 108 days. So it's really exciting. So floor is yours, Anna. Would you like to share your screen or the presentation or?
No, I will not be sharing my screen. That's for sure. We're not going to make it boring. It's going to be engaging. And I do want to talk first about you before I talk about me. When you spend your time here, which I don't want to spend your time. I don't want you to spend your time with me because it's valuable. Your time is valuable. I want you guys to invest your time. When you invest your time or money, when you invest something, then there is a return on investment. So what is the return on investment of your time that I would like to see? Well, that would be your success, that you would achieve the goals you set for yourself, that you will take something I teach you today, you will write it down. Have you ever heard of things like pens, papers, and things like that? I have some of them here. If you write down the things I teach you today, and I will give you actual scripts for job search, for how to reach out to companies, what to say. Do not reach out to me after this event asking me, hey, remember you said, can you just tell me what to say? No, I'm going to say it now, and it's your responsibility to write it down. So do not spend your time with me, invest your time with me so that later you can have return on your investment. And that is what you will retain. Retention depends on your attention. What sets your attention is your intention. If you understand what your intention is, if your intention to attending this event is to say, oh yeah, I did attend that event with Anna Szabo. No, that's crazy. Don't waste your time. Just click away right now. But if your intention is to pay attention, to take good notes, because I'm going to teach you lots of things. I prepared lots of notes for you, lots of notes. And if you're going to document it with pen and paper, preferably colorful too, then you are going to get a lot out of it. This will be your return on investment. So your intention, figure out what it is. I'm giving you 30 seconds. Determines your attention, how much of it you pay, how much you document. That will determine your retention. What you're going to get out of this workshop, you're going to get out of it whatever you put in it. I am here for everybody, but everybody will get different amount of value from listening to what I have to say, and that depends fully on you. So decide right now what you're going to do. Run, grab some pen and paper, and let's get started. Are you ready? Let me know in the live chat, and I'm going to read right now what you guys said before. Wow. Okay, we have my neighbor from Atlanta. I am coming to Atlanta on the 18th of November. If anybody wants to have breakfast with me or lunch, I can come as early as 8 a.m. So you can reach out to me on Trailhead, and we can definitely arrange that. Now, it cannot be one man and me as a woman. That would not be appropriate. I'm single, guys. So it has to be many, two, three men, or men and women, and any variety. And if you're a man and you don't know any other trailblazers who want to meet me, bring your wife or bring your girlfriend, bring your children. Okay, so we have Atlanta, which is Atlanta, Los Angeles, New Jersey. We have Pennsylvania, Asheville. Oh, I went to the Biltmore House 9 times in my 13 years in America. People think I'm crazy. I love the Biltmore House and their winery. Привет, Anna, как дела? Хорошо, спасибо. That's in Russian. Hi, how are you? And I said, I'm good, thank you. Canada, and then we also have here, thank you for your positive energy, my kind of girl with colorful pencils. Yes, lots of colorful pencils. Let me make you happy. Look. Lots of colorful pencils. Okay, we have Florida. I love Destin, Florida. I went there many times in December, and if you pull up Henderson Beach State Park in Destin, Florida, you're going to see lots of my pictures with my neighbors. I took them there. And then we have Cleveland, Virginia. Okay, great. Very good. Are you ready or what? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Show me, are you ready? Let me see your faces. Good. Okay. Well, you guys, I'm going to tell you a story of a journey, a process, not an event. It's a journey. It is not a journey of success. It is a human journey of a lot of struggle, adversity. Would you like to make me the main presenter? Because everybody is looking at my little picture. They should really look at me on the screen. Thank you. Okay, great. Excellent. So I signed up. This is how my journey begins. On May 23rd, this is how I got my dream job at Salesforce as a Salesforce consultant. I signed up for Salesforce Bootcamp by Salesforce. What does it mean? It means Salesforce led this bootcamp. On May 23rd, I started the bootcamp, and my background is in business. I've worked in sales and marketing, sales enablement, and with some customer success. I've worked in tech on 5 different B2B tech company go-to-market strategy teams. I hold 7 marketing awards, 1 sales enablement award. I'm an award-winning author, but that doesn't relate to business and technology. So I thought, that's okay, I got this. You guys, when I started my bootcamp, I was like, what is this? I cannot do this. But I did not give up. Instead, I documented in a journal. A journal looks like this. A journal, flashcards, this is what they look like. That is what I mean when I say a journal, with physical paper, pen and pencils. I documented how I felt. I documented all my learnings as I made my progress through Trailhead. I documented absolutely every hands-on challenge, even a little challenge. Whatever I had any success in, I documented in my journal. And when I would get completely overwhelmed, I would go right here, take a nap, don't give up, take a nap. Some of my classmates at bootcamp quit because it was too much. It was definitely too much for me, but I did not quit. You see, that's the thing, because if you realize that you're just doing something new and it's completely new, and that's a lot, super fast, you have to learn, then you can give yourself grace. You're doing something new, give yourself a chance, give yourself some grace. And that's what I gave to myself. I was like, this is what I'm gonna do today. I'm going to complete 12 modules. And then I would be like 1.5 I completed. And I'm like, oh, sweating. Great progress, Anna, I tell myself, instead of condemning myself and feeling like a total loser. And if I look at my journal, I did challenges every single day, no breaks, at least 1, 2, 3, however many I could that day. And then I saw 2 days, I did nothing. I just got so overwhelmed, but I did not give up. And that is lesson number 1 that I want to teach you, Trailblazer. When you're overwhelmed, go take a hot shower. Have some nice water with some lemons or limes. Read a book, journal. Cry, that's a good thing to do. But don't give up. Don't give up. So For the first 2.5 weeks of my bootcamp, I was behind everybody. I'm talking about bootcamp. And when questions knowledge check called would appear on the screen, I would be like, And that's how I felt like I was behind everybody, because everybody was answering correctly and I would see their results and I wasn't. I felt like an imposter. I felt like I was just not cut to do this. I felt like it was too much too fast, and maybe some other time I needed to do this. Maybe now was not a good time. I felt like I was stupid. Honestly, I felt like I was stupid because I wasn't grasping what I saw people were grasping. I wasn't grasping it as fast. So that was for the first 2.5 weeks. In week 3, I caught up. In week 4, I finished my 6-week boot camp 2 weeks earlier. And on June 13th, this year, we're talking this year, I just started this year on May 23rd. So on June 13th, I attended Salesforce certification days. And I was like, okay, let's do it. 4 a.m. It was in London. I'm here in Georgia in the United States. And I prepared my flashcards and everything. And the guy was just saying, you need to schedule your exam. You need to sign up for your exam. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to do it. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. But for 5.5 hours, as I was learning, I was like, oh, I know this. This is not new information. I already know this. Oh, I know this. I totally can answer this question. And I would answer correctly. And that's how I knew I was ready. So by the time the 5.5 hours of that webinar ended, I was like, okay, let's go to web assessor. I'm signing up. I'm courageous. I can do it. I am fearless. And I signed up, and then I had a panic attack. I was like, Anna, are you crazy? But I did not cancel. So I was preparing for my exam, and I remember my air conditioning broke. And as I'm like suffocating from anxiety, sitting there at my kitchen table as the maintenance guy comes in, fixing my air conditioning, he's like, what is going on with you? I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to take this exam. I don't feel ready. I feel so much anxiety. And he said, just go and try it. What is going to happen if you fail? Is anybody going to die? And I was like, no, but I have to have it. And he was like, no. Why do you think this way? No, you don't. You just need to try. And I'm like, this is so simple, but you are calming me down. Thank you, Chris. So because of his little pep talk and how he saw it very simply, that you just take a step to just do it. Don't worry about the result. I came to my exam. I did not cancel it. I showed up in the morning, and I passed. So I'm looking at my screen and it says pass. And I'm like I started screaming. I was like, wait, what? So I grabbed my camera and I started filming a video for my mentors. I was crying. I was jumping. I was screaming. I was like, oh my God, this is life-changing. Wait, I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I did it. Oh my God. So I took a screenshot of it and I posted it on LinkedIn, which was new because I deleted all my social media permanently in 2020. I decided to focus on my poetry and my art and my blog. But then my Ohana community at Bootcamp persuaded me to get on LinkedIn. So I created a new profile. So I posted this web assessor screenshot and I just wrote from my heart how I gave myself a chance. Guys, I'm not kidding. By the time I took a shower, had my breakfast, and came back, 21,000 people looked at it. I was like, what just happened? I received hundreds of letters from people. People sharing with me how they have anxiety, they reschedule their exam 11 months from now. They feel not good enough. They failed it 3 times. They feel so depressed. They don't feel like they deserve to live anymore. And you guys, I am a 3-time suicide survivor. And all those letters meant the world to me. So I started writing to people back, and I decided I have to share like these things that help me. So I started writing articles. I started making videos. I wrote articles on medium.com. If you just go to Anna Szabo, JDMBA, on Medium, you'll find my articles. I started writing articles on LinkedIn. If you just go to my activity on LinkedIn and you go to my articles, you'll see all the articles I wrote. And the letters from people kept pouring and pouring and pouring, people telling me about their painful feelings and how it affects their dreams and how they doubt themselves. And I realized that really it's all in my head. It's all in their head, because how my maintenance guy viewed the whole situation was so different. So this was not the only way to think about it, how I thought, oh my God, I have to pass this exam, otherwise it's the end of earth. And if you're able to calm down and you come to the exam, okay, let me see what I can do. And you stay in the exam for the duration of your time. Since English is my second language, I applied on Trailhead to get 30 additional minutes to my time. So my time for exams is 135 minutes always. And I told myself, listen, Anna, you just show up for the exam. You stay for the duration of the exam. I don't want you to quit. Because I wanted to quit, guys. I wanted to quit. I was like, to heck with this. I'm just quitting it. No, I told myself, please don't. Give yourself a chance. And that is how I passed my exam on the first attempt. And that is how people started reaching out to me. I started writing for the community articles and making videos. And that is how I know today how people feel, because people tell me about their feelings almost every day. So when I continue talking to you today and I tell you different scenarios and it feels to you like I know how you feel, it's because I do, because so many people tell me about their feelings, but also because I'm a human too and I feel all those feelings. The only thing is that I do not quit when I want to quit. And when I'm overwhelmed, I take a nap, I drink some tea, I go work out, I go for a walk, instead of saying, I'm not good enough, I'm quitting this bootcamp. So I told you about Salesforce Certification Day, which is free 5.5-hour event. If you just Google Salesforce Certification Days, you will find this free 5.5-hour webinars on many, many exam topics, and you can register again for free. I told you about passing my admin exam on the first attempt. This was free because this was a part of the bootcamp that was already paid for. I got the voucher. What I studied to prepare for my exam was what was on Trailhead, what was in Bootcamp. I took the paid $20 practice exam once, and I did many, many, many free practice exams that Salesforce offers repeatedly. I did them. And if you look at my article that's on my LinkedIn, how I passed admin exam on the first attempt, there will be 7 sections in my article, almost on the bottom, if you go find it. And it's going to say, study up for this section, study up for that section of the exam, study up for the other section. 7 sections are on the admin exam, and Trailhead provides study up materials, and each of them has questions. People ask me, how did you prepare for free? Because Trailhead has free questions to prepare. That's why, that's how. And you can look at this link, follow it, and there will be free questions. Those questions were on the exam. So after that, I was like, I want to go for my next exam. I love Sales Cloud. I have experience in using Sales Cloud. I should probably go for Sales Cloud. But then there is this business analyst exam coming up, and I'm really curious about it, and I really want to go for it. So I was thinking, which should I go for, business analyst or Sales Cloud exam? I was unemployed. I struggled financially a lot, and it wasn't like I was going to buy 2 exams that I could pay for. So I started asking for vouchers. I was asking on LinkedIn openly, if anybody present here today from my network whom I reached out to. People know I was boldly asking, hey, do you have a voucher to gift me? Do you have a voucher to gift me? And people gifted me vouchers. Why? Because Trailhead was running a promotion. If you pass admin exam by September 30th this year, you'll get a voucher for free. And you would think that everybody wants to use that free voucher, but of course that's not the case at all, because people hate these exams. They're stressful and very difficult, but I was going for it. So when people didn't want to use their vouchers, instead of just letting them expire and trashing them, they gifted them to me. So I was gifted the business analyst exam, and I signed up for Clicked. Clicked is paid for by Salesforce. Clicked is an amazing opportunity to learn business analysis the way Salesforce wants it done, the way Salesforce wants consulting done. So I signed up for Clicked and I joined the business analyst sprint in July. And I was learning from consultants from Capgemini, from Slalom. I was learning a lot how to gather business requirements for Salesforce implementations without hijacking them with solutioning, but actually listening to what the stakeholders need and documenting it. How to create user stories, how to develop acceptance criteria, and then begin solutioning. And as the result of all of that, I was able to pass my business analyst exam in July, and I was hooked. I made a video on YouTube about this exam. It has thousands of views, and it helped hundreds of Trailblazers successfully pass the business analyst exam on the first attempt. If you're not following me on YouTube, it's very easy to find me. You just go to salesforceanna.com, which is my website. I purchased this domain name for 1 cent, salesforceanna.com, and I built my portfolio with free Experience Cloud, which you can also build for yourself today, because on my LinkedIn, I wrote an article with exact step-by-step tutorial. So if you go to salesforceanna.com, my YouTube channel is linked there, my Medium articles are linked there, my Trailhead profile is linked there, my email is there if you want to email me, but don't email me without a subject line because it's going to go to spam. And don't ask me to mentor you one-on-one because hundreds of people ask me that, and I cannot mentor everybody one-on-one. So I told you about building my portfolio, and that was the next thing I did in July. In July, I decided I need to differentiate myself as I'm looking for a job. And I need to feature like all the good things about me because I bring a lot to the table, even though I don't have Salesforce implementation experience. And I heard that you could build a portfolio on Salesforce Experience Cloud for free and it will look amazing. I just didn't believe it. I didn't believe it because I built 11 different websites on WordPress. It's expensive. You need to buy a theme. You need to buy hosting. You need to buy SSL certificate. It's really expensive. And I would think, why would Salesforce give it all to us for free? That's crazy. But I went for it and I tried and it worked. And I was like, what? Let me tell everybody and their brother. And of course, you guys, I wrote an article for you to follow step by step and end up at the end of my article with a portfolio featuring your accomplishments, who you are, why hire you. And I highly recommend reading that. So you'll find all of that on salesforceanna.com. I definitely see now being a Salesforce consultant and participating in hiring processes. I already participated in hiring 2 people for my company where I currently work. I see that what helped me the most was getting mentorship and also mentoring others. Getting mentorship was something I realized I needed urgently. I realized it in Bootcamp. I was not on LinkedIn. I did not have LinkedIn. So I was reaching out to everybody on Trailhead. On Trailhead, you can message everybody for free directly. I don't know why people don't message everybody on Trailhead, but Trailhead is amazing. And when I would watch YouTube videos on Salesforce channel of keynotes or any kind of teachings, I would reach out to those people on Trailhead and I would ask, would you be my mentor? And people would agree and mentor me. And I would always show up with a pen, with paper, and I would prepare questions in advance. I would ask my questions and write what they said, and I implemented it. So when I tell you today, as you're listening to me, take notes. It can go in one ear and out the other. It's not going to help you. Documenting what you're learning from me is going to help you and serve you long term. So I documented what my mentors taught me, and then I implemented it. That's the only difference about me and many other people. I'm not brilliant in any way, shape, or form. I'm not super tech advanced at all. I was raised without any technology, and I didn't have a computer until I was way in my 20s already. That's the first time I saw a computer. So there is absolutely nothing about me that differentiates me except that I ask for help and I document what I learn. So my intention defines my attention, and that defines my retention, because I get return on investment of my time I spent with mentors. I invest my time and mentors invest in me. But not only did I find mentors who were many times certified and had great jobs and taught me how to think about my Salesforce career, but I also signed up to mentor people. And so I was assigned my official Trailblazer mentee, Renew. We were matched. She was already following me on LinkedIn, very engaged with me. And she was brilliant, and she was also an artist like me, and we shared with each other our paintings just in LinkedIn comments. You guys can reach out to me on LinkedIn anytime you want. In comments, you can share your certifications with me if I helped you in any way. You can write me a letter in comments and I'll see it. I don't know why people don't do it. People complain all the time how they can't send me a message. Yes, my profile is quite private, but all my comments are public, and you can write me a letter anytime you want. So Renew was engaged with me. And then when I got an email saying, you were matched with such and such a woman, this is her name, here's her phone number, I was like, there is no way this is true. There is no way that automatically Trailhead matched me with this amazing person who's been following me. So I did not believe it. I reached out to her on LinkedIn and I said, Renew, this is a screenshot of the email I received. Is that true that it's you? And she said, yes, I feel the same way. I just got this email that you're my mentor. I'm like, how can this be? This is too perfect. And so in the beginning of our mentorship, I asked her, would you like this mentorship to be a walk in the park, or would you like me to kick your butt? And she said, I would like for you to kick my butt. And of course, I made it difficult for her. I told her complex things that helped her get her dream job eventually, which started this month. So with my mentors, I didn't have mentors who made anything easy for me. My mentors kicked my butt every time, and I always showed up with pen and paper, and I had to prepare and deliver homework, and I documented all my learnings. But going back to me continuing with certification exams, I went for Sales Cloud and I failed. And I remember looking at the screen. This is after my 2 successes. And I'm looking at the screen and my body begins like to shake. I'm like, my body was shaking. And 15 minutes later, I had a job interview with an amazing architect who is 27 times certified. On one day, he received 3 architect certifications this year. So as I showed up like this, and I was distressed, obviously, he said, let me share my screen with you. He shared his screen. He took me to his web accessor, and he started scrolling through the pages of his exams. And it says fail, 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 pass, fail, fail, pass, fail, fail. I'm like, what? How can this be? He said, yeah. People fail Salesforce exams all the time. Hello. And I'm like, I didn't know that. Nobody ever shares their failures. I didn't know this. I thought I was the only one. He said, no. So I started reaching out in my network and asking other 30 plus certified people, have you ever failed Salesforce exams? And people are like, yeah, of course, everybody fails exams. That's normal. That's like a stepping stone. That's like a practice exam, sort of. I'm like, what? It's normal? So I completely accepted failure as normal. And I was able to receive another coupon, and I was able to go one more time for Sales Cloud exam and I passed it, but not alone. I passed it because I joined SaaS Guru. SaaS Guru. I didn't know what SaaS Guru was, but after I failed Sales Cloud consultant exam, I already had thousands of followers and people saw me as a success story. And I did not want to be pretentious. I'm real, like I'm a real person made of flesh. I'm human who cries and feels sad, sick. Today, I was sick all day today. So because I'm real and I want to be a real human and I don't want to mislead anybody out there, I posted my failure on LinkedIn. And when I did, so many people commented on it. So many people started sharing their failures. I was like, and the CEO of SaaS Guru made a little comment there and he said, would be glad to help you with preparation for your next exam so you can pass. And he talked SaaS Guru. I was like, I don't know what it is. I'm not ready to deal with Sales Cloud yet. And then a couple of days later, when I was ready, when I accepted my failure and I was like, okay, I'm not going to let another 11 months go by like many Trailblazers write me in their letters. I'm going to go for it and I'm going to schedule it 2 weeks from now. And that's when I checked out SaaS Guru. They have a boot camp. I've never been a part of it, but they have a practice exams. And that was the reason practice exams were the reason why I was able to pass. So joining SaaS Guru helped me tremendously with what should I anticipate from these exams, because it was a totally different exam. It was consulting, business analyst exam, plus admin exam, plus some lots of specifics of Sales Cloud, little bit of Service Cloud. I was like, that's a lot for me. Wow. When I knew what to expect, I came prepared and I passed. So passing Sales Cloud exam in August was huge for me. And now in August, after starting all of this journey in May, on May 23rd, I was now 3 times Salesforce certified and people were like, wow. But I was not done. I fell in love with Service Cloud. At this time, I already was building, people hired me, Trailblazers hired me to build their Experience Cloud portfolios. So I already wrestled a lot with Experience Cloud because Experience Cloud has really unique sharing and visibility. It's very complex. I deleted myself as a member of one website and was never able to access it ever again. I didn't know that was possible. I had to do a lot of research, and from wrestling and battling with Experience Cloud, I was falling in love with it because it's just such a cool cloud. So I wanted to go for Service Cloud next for sure, because Sales Cloud and Service Cloud are the foundation of many other clouds. But because I really had this intimate relationship, closely getting to know Experience Cloud, I wanted to go after Experience Cloud. So I focused on Trails, and the bridge between Trailhead and exam was SaaS Guru. So I was studying each of these exams, preparing one at a time, only one at a time, making flashcards just like this. How do I make flashcards? Some people literally tell me, I don't know what flashcards are. This is a flashcard. This is me studying for Marketing Cloud. This is a flashcard, okay? So I make flashcards with colorful pens to help my brain. This is me studying for Marketing Cloud consultant exam. A lot about Einstein, different concepts. I have Einstein decisions in one color, Einstein recipes in another color, and then Einstein recipes ingredients in another color. So if something is about different topics and they're related to each other, I just make different colors. These are flashcards. This is what I mean when I say flashcards. So I would study Trailhead, complete all the modules to 100%, practice exams on SaaS Guru. If I fail anything, I would click the link that leads to Salesforce help article. I would read and make flashcards. And that is exactly how I passed 3 certification exams in 4 days last month. I passed, like I told you, Service Cloud, Experience Cloud. And at that point, there was no reason not to go for Platform App Builder somebody gifted me a coupon and I went for Platform App Builder. Platform App Builder was of no interest to me personally, but at that time I saw that Platform App Builder certification was a key to many jobs out there. Literally, a job would say, do you have a Platform App Builder certification? If not, you don't need to apply. That's why I went after Platform App Builder. So in 108 days, I became 6 times Salesforce certified. A lot of grit, a lot of perseverance, failure, asking for help, trying courageously again, and managing my headspace when I felt like quitting, just giving up. I'm done with all of this, y'all. Let me just turn it off and go for a walk to a nice park. Just taking a breath, meditating, taking a nap. It's okay. Take a break. You're fine. And I would negotiate with myself. Okay, well, let's take a nap, Anna. Now I'm napping, okay? Well, do you feel better now? Do you feel like maybe in like 5 minutes you could go try another module? Maybe 2? Maybe 3? That's how I would negotiate with myself. And through the self-negotiation, perseverance, fortitude, accepting my human limitations, what was possible for me in May significantly skyrocketed over a course of 108 days. And that is how I landed my dream job as a Salesforce consultant in September last month. And this month, my mentee, whom I helped with resume, with thinking how to build demos, and she built a demo and presented it to me, giving her feedback on a demo, and also preparing her through mock job interviews, giving feedback. She was able to land her dream job this month, and she started working as a Salesforce administrator at a tech company. So now I get to give back to you, and I would love to open the floor for questions. And before I do, I want to encourage you to ask me anything. Do not hold back. I guarantee 100% that if after this workshop you start reaching out to me on Trailhead with questions about this webinar or via email, you will never hear back from me, because the time I'm investing with you is now. Now is the time for you to ask me questions. I'm completely open. You can ask me anything. I prepared a lot. I want to talk to you about SMART goals. If you're interested, you would need to ask me about it. I can teach you lots of things, including giving you exact scripts for job search. So ask me anything. Let's get started.
I'm pretty sure many questions they have, but usually first one is shy. So please, yes, Adam.
Do we want to bring Adam in? Adam, please show your face. Okay,
yeah,
great.
Yeah.
Hello, Adam.
Thank you very much
How are
for
you?
the opportunity. That's amazing. It's a huge opportunity to hear right now. So you just try to explain your approximately 5 months journey. It equals to maybe 50, 100 years of journey experience for us. So what I'm doing, I'm a student right now. I've been studying at Salesforce developer course right now at Clarusway. I started in September. The problem is, yeah, you mentioned about the Click. So I'm just member of Click. I just
Please
joined.
say hi to everybody there from me.
Yeah. My question is my concern. So we will do projects during our courses, but so I'm just wondering if there is any opportunity to, to join more projects other than Click, because Click has, I know they are also very professional, programs right now. I will follow up, but is there any other opportunity to join the projects other than Click? Maybe, I'm just curious about it. And
Yes.
thank you very much.
Yes, there are. There are. Now, let me give you a chance. Let me lead you to think, okay? If you want to do a variety of projects in variety of clouds and learn hands-on, Is there a free place where you can do projects on demand at your own convenience? And the answer starts with T. Trailhead super badges. Trailhead super badges.
Oh, I see.
This is one thing I forgot to tell you. To prepare for Sales Cloud, I completed Sales Cloud super badge. To prepare for Service Cloud, I mentioned to you that I was doing Trailhead. And yes, when I would say Trailhead, that implied that if there was for that specific cloud a super badge available, you can go to my Trailhead now and check my Trailblazer profile. It's there. Next cloud I'm interested in is financial services. As a consultant, I can get a financial services cloud accredited. And there is a financial cloud services super badge. You can be sure that a few weeks from today, you will go to my profile and there will be financial services. I'm scheduled to take CPQ. Go to my profile a couple of months from today and you will see the billing badge and billing super badge and advanced billing badge will be on my profile. When I prepare for exams, I do projects. What kinds of projects? Super badges. Super badges are incredible. I completed process automation, Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, and of course, reports and dashboards for lightning experience. I highly recommend this for. Thank you so much for this question. I do want to talk about the mindset. You do not have to wait for anybody to give you a project. There is an amazing man in our community. His name is Andy. He has chickens. And those chickens live outside his house and they lay eggs. He created an org in Salesforce. He counts each egg as an opportunity. Each chicken has a name, and that is his contact that he's pursuing an opportunity. You understand? What he built out of this is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. You need to go. I don't remember his last name. Let me tell you his last name because he's absolutely incredible. You just need to go to his profile.
His name is Ben Salesforce.
Hold on. His name is Andy Hartfield. So Andy is, you know how to spell Andy, and Hartfield is Hartfield. Andy Hartfield. This is what he looks like. He's a talent stalker. You can see it. You need to go follow him. He constantly gives updates on his, so he has these objects. An opportunity object in Salesforce equals egg laid. He expects certain opportunities to close every day. You understand? Certain chickens to lay eggs. I'm sorry, each chicken is not a contact. Each chicken is an account. So will opportunity with that account close? He has certain expectations. He tracks it. He creates the reports. You do not have to wait for anybody to give you projects. You can create your own. Track your weight loss or whatever you're cooking. You can track whatever you want, or you can just go and do super badges. They're incredible projects. And I will tell you this. I had a job interview at Plativ for financial services consultant. And I asked, they gave me a lot of positive feedback and they moved me to the next stage. And in that interview, I asked, how could I have made myself even more competitive among other applicants right now? And the interviewer said, if you completed financial services super badge. So super badges are extremely important. Go and do as many super badges, but don't do the crazy ones, the unit one, and then brag about it on LinkedIn. Go do CPQ, process automation, reports and dashboards, financial services cloud, health cloud. Go complete those super badges that you can bring to an employer in an interview and say, Service Cloud. Because I'm interested, and I looked you up on Up Exchange, and I see that on Up Exchange under your company, it shows that you are practicing Service Cloud, and I read reviews by your customers, how you implemented Service Cloud. I have completed Service Cloud Super Badge. I would like to work at your company. I'm a valuable asset. Let's see if we have any other questions here. Okay, in chat, we only have which city in Georgia I live. I'm not going to be answering this question. I want you to answer. I want you to ask me real questions that matter to your success.
Yes, Ida.
Hi, Anna. My name is Aida.
Hi, Aida.
I have a question for you. Well, actually, more like a ask for suggestions, I guess. So a lot of us are juggling a lot in, this point of their lives, like kids and jobs and other things. Do you have any suggestions to better kind of like manage? Because all this going through bootcamp and doing all the Trailhead things are essentially kind of like a full-time job thing, right?
Yes.
So do you have any suggestions on
Yes, I have
how
several.
to better manage?
Number one, do not compare yourself to others. If you have children, you can't compare yourself to me. Last time I was on a date was in 2016. I live completely single and celibate life. I do not date. I do not participate in any kind of dating apps. So if anybody is doing any of that, they spend time there and I don't. I do not own a TV. I don't have TV. I don't have Netflix subscription, none of that. I committed to upskilling and I prioritize it. You cannot compare yourself to me. I cannot compare myself to anybody. Like a lot of Indian people I see on LinkedIn share their childhood pictures, how they're little like this, and they already have a computer and they're brilliant. I read all of their Trailhead suggestions and I just think, how do you have a brain like this? You're supposed to have a head like this if you have a brain like that, brilliant. I can't compare myself to all these brilliant people who had a computer since they were little like this. I didn't have any access to technology. I grew up super poor. We hardly had anything to eat many times. So I can't compare myself with those people. So don't compare yourself to anybody but you yesterday. If you set a goal, it has to be SMART, okay? SMART goals. SMART stands for specific, that's your S. Measurable, that's your M. Action-oriented, that's your A.
Hold on, I need to take notes.
That's your R. And also time-bound, that's your T. SMART, specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-bound. Now, when we talk about realistic is very, very, it depends. If you have 5 children and I don't, you can say, oh, I'm going to be like Anna Szabo. Let me see if I can become 6 times certified. Now, I will tell you that I read some blogs where people with a lot of responsibilities and families and children obtained several certifications in 5 days. Those blogs inspired me. But what I'm saying is don't compare. Be realistic. Now, realistic for me in May was just to not quit on my bootcamp. That was my goal. Don't quit on the bootcamp, please. What became realistic 30 days from that point on was I'm taking my admin exam and I'm going to pass. And I thought, this is crazy. I did not even believe that it was totally realistic, but it was a little bit realistic and I went for it. And then what's realistic for me now, I'm taking 2 Marketing Cloud exams tomorrow and on Sunday. In 2 days, I'm going to take 2 Marketing Cloud exams. If I fail, that's good. I've tried. By the way, let me bless you right now. If you are afraid of failing exams because you do not want to pay for retakes, you will not have to pay for retakes. Let me bless you with my Trailhead. Where is my Trailhead? Hold on, guys. What? Trailhead. Yes. I want to bless you guys with some coupons for free retakes. Here they are. These are 3 coupons. Each of them is worth $140. $140. So your retakes are free. Make sure you document these coupons. Okay? And if you need more, here are 2 more for $40. I hope this is a blessing to you guys. So this was my SMART goal. By September 30th, 2022, I will land my dream remote job as a Salesforce consultant at a 5-star rated partner by applying daily on App Exchange. This is my SMART goal. I taped it right there on the side of this nightstand, and every day I looked at it. When I wake up, I look at it, and I know what I need to do. What do I need to do? Apply every day for Salesforce consultant jobs. What kind of jobs? Remote jobs. At which companies? At 5-star rated consulting companies on App Exchange. That's exactly what I did. That's how I got my job. So your SMART goal will cover what? That is a substance of what you're going to do. What are you going to do to achieve your goal? Now, you said that you're a mother and you're a wife and you have other responsibilities. What can you do? That has to be your what on your goal. Why? What's your purpose? That's your why. Your why. If your why is to make more money, write it out. Be honest about it, what matters to you. If your why is to have a remote consulting job so that you never have to drive in traffic in Atlanta, I do not want to be in traffic in Atlanta. That's your why. Whatever your why is, you got to be honest with yourself. How? That's your obstacles. Were there obstacles on my journey? Guys, there were so many obstacles on my journey, y'all. There were so many obstacles on my journey. I really thought I would lose my mind. And I had a nervous breakdown at some point. I had several job interviews that day, and I was literally crying. I was like, I cannot do it. And I remember I shared it with a couple of people. I was like, I can't take it anymore. I had so much rejection. I had to build demos after I spent time building those orgs. By the way, idea for the previous question, interview with lots of consulting companies, and they will give you projects you need to build, because each consulting interview requires you to build a case study. And you should totally go for as many as you can, even if you don't plan to be a Salesforce consultant. This can be your projects and you will get real-time feedback. And I was like, this is too much for me, but I did not give up. So obstacles to overcome, there will be rejection. You will feel stupid. You will feel inadequate. All these brilliant people at one company, I had passed many, many interviews. They really wanted to hire me. They said that they saw me as a humble expert. Each of their interviews was an architect who interviewed me, a Salesforce architect. They had 20 plus certifications, and it started by them running me through a list of questions, technical questions, each of them, not one of them, each of them. So build your super badges, because those will lead to successful job interviews, to you gaining knowledge. You cannot know everything ever, so you will feel stupid, inadequate, imposter. It's normal. Get used to it. When can it go away? Never. Now we have Salesforce Genie. Now we have CDP. You will never know everything. Everybody I interviewed with, all those brilliant architects, they told me every day they feel an imposter syndrome. So now I feel imposter syndrome every day, and I don't expect it to go away. The more I learn, the more I realize, the less I know. So obstacles to overcome. How are you going to do it? The obstacles I had to overcome were ineffective resume, ineffective resume. Your resume has to be 2 pages. You have to feature your certifications. You must feature your super badges. You must feature any boot camps you completed. They really, really matter. And any hands-on experience you had on your own accord, building any kind of orgs with chickens, with pigs, I don't care with what, with your running partners, with your children. Maybe your children will be your accounts, and opportunities will be whether or not they listen to you today. So just get creative. So ineffective resume, I had an ineffective resume and I made it effective. And now I've helped many people land their dream jobs with effective resumes. Career confusion. You guys, ooh, there is so much to explore in Salesforce. First of all, what do you want to do? Being a Salesforce admin is not for everyone, definitely not for me. And working internally at one org, just taking orders and doing one thing for this one company is not for me. So I don't want to work in-house. I wanted to work at an agency. Okay, well, at an agency, they will ask you once you start interviewing, exactly what do you want to do on projects? I was like, I do not have a clue what there is to do. How do I know what I want? I'm new. So, do you want to do project management on consulting projects? Do you want to be business analyst and gather requirements, which is what you're learning at Clicked? Do you want to be a functional consultant, the one who interacts with clients, the one who actually figures out what the solution should be? Do you want to be technical consultant, actually building in the background? Do you want to be developer? Are you obsessed with code and passionate about code? What do you want to be? You will have to figure it out. And then where do you want to do it? What you decided you want to do, what you want to be, and then where do you want to do it? Do you want to work at a large company that only focuses on CPQ, on a smaller company that only focuses on marketing cloud? Do you want to do everything at once, or do you only want to do sales cloud? You gotta have these answers ready once you start interviewing. People will really ask you, and they will also ask you every time, why Salesforce? I was like, what does this mean? What does this question mean? And then as the more interviews I had, and I had almost 70 interviews, 70. I had dozens and dozens of job interviews. The more I had, the more I realized they will really ask you every time, wow, why Salesforce? And I would have to have a meaningful answer, okay? In addition to that, rejection. It really hurts, especially if you've done your best. You went through many stages of interviews, you built a demo, you delivered that demo, and then you get a rejection. And it's because of so many rejections that I'm able to now share my story. And I was able to get my dream job and coached other people to get their dream jobs. Rejection is something you must learn to accept and be grateful for. You are not for everyone, and everyone is not for you. Some people cannot stand me. They're overwhelmed by me. And some people love me. They just want to have me today. I'm not for everyone, and everyone is not for me. So of course I should accept rejection, and I should be comfortable rejecting companies. So do you experience rejection? Do you feel worthless, stupid, not good enough? You're a total loser. You will just never get the dream job. No, you will. Write it all down. Definitely acknowledge your emotions, all your painful feelings. Definitely cry. It's my favorite thing to do. It's really helpful. And work out, please, of course. But then realize that rejection is just a normal part. If you want your dream job, you only need one yes. You cannot have 7 jobs or 17. So you just need to find that perfect yes, and it will be your good match. That's all you need to do. Another obstacle was ghosting. Ghosting by recruiters is very real. It's pervasive. It's so common, and it makes people feel so worthless. And I would say don't take it personally. Recruiters are overwhelmed. Recruiters can't remember everybody. Now that I work with many clients every day, I understand ghosting. Don't take it personally. Another obstacle to overcome was self-doubt, imposter syndrome, hopelessness, and depression. These are some of the many challenges I had to overcome. How do you overcome them? This is how. This is my poem for you. It's called Give Yourself a Chance. This is a letter to myself because I have a lot of expectations of myself, and sometimes I overwhelm myself. And when I see other people say, oh, I overwhelmed myself with unbearable expectations, this is how I managed my headspace and the challenges that were created by me, because this is not created by anybody but by you. This was created by me, by how I was thinking about events that were happening in my life. I had to change my thinking. So here's a poem. Give yourself a chance. When feeling scared, just give yourself a chance. By analyzing paralyzed, you can't advance. To make some progress, starting is a must. While outcomes pursuing, please, the process, trust. Just give yourself a chance so you can soar. View learning as a blessing, not a chore. For outcomes to happen, you must start the process. Engage in learning to ensure your progress. Yes, you can do it. Give yourself a chance. At future, not the past, I recommend you glance. A vision helps you through the journey to advance. Get started, please. Just give yourself a chance. And finally, not knowing where to look. This was the obstacle I had to overcome. Where you should look for consulting jobs, and I'm only going to say it once. That place is called Up Exchange. Do not waste your time on LinkedIn. When recruiters reach out to you, they need numbers. They need, for their own accountability, for their managers to show that they called many people and talked to them. And you can be one of their numbers, and it will result in nothing. You will spin your wheels and get nowhere fast, and you will be burned out by recruiters. You need to go to Up Exchange. On the top, you will find consulting. On the left-hand side, you will filter by location, by the clouds they practice, by the number of certified experts, by the number of stars. I didn't look at anybody but 4 and 5 stars, mostly 5 stars. And then when you click on their page, there will be an email address for that company. Yes, you can contact companies directly. You can write them a letter. What should you say? You go to their career page on their website, and there will be some of their job postings there. You take the job posting and you send an email. In the subject line of the email, you say RE, capital letters. That's in response to. Okay? In response to that job from their website that you just copied. And you say, dear all, comma, paragraph, I am writing to apply for, this is where you insert that title. I am so many times certified. I am so many times Trailhead Ranger. I have so many certifications. Here are the names of those certifications. And my portfolio website is salesforceadmin.com. Here's my Salesforce phone number. Here is my LinkedIn profile. Here is my Trailhead profile. Here's a link to verify my certifications. Please reach out to me if you would like to talk. How many companies responded to my outreach like this? All companies I reached out to. Okay, so I have questions here, I see. I hope this was helpful. I hope you really wrote it down because I just spilled out all my secrets at you guys. What was the hardest thing at your first interview? Oh my goodness, my first interview was to figure out what the heck is going on. What is this about? Like, what? When I began interviewing, recruiters were pursuing me. I didn't understand why was I interviewing for business analyst job, but they were asking me solution engineer questions. I didn't understand questions like, why Salesforce? I don't know what it means. What do you mean? Why Salesforce? Of course, now I can tell you what it means. They want to know, why are you transitioning from whatever you were doing with your career before now into the configuration side? Because it's hard. It's very difficult. It takes a lot of perseverance. Things don't work all the time. You need to learn constantly. But I didn't understand questions. Like, I was just like, and also you see how I'm very excited and also I'm assertive. And the challenges I experienced is, this was the feedback one of the VP of people at one of the companies gave me. We do not see you as a person who would enjoy Salesforce configuration. We see how active you are on LinkedIn, and we consider you a marketing person. Ouch. Ouch. But what a blessing that I did not get hired by that man. Imagine what would it be like if he did hire me. Thank God for rejection. That's my opinion. Thank God for rejection. Because today I get to work in a workplace where I'm appreciated exactly as I am. I am very different. I am a complete and total introvert. And I spend most of my days in total silence and solitude. But if I'm with people, I am engaged and I'm assertive and I ask questions and I care about people and I have to share a lot and I love teaching people. And many people in this industry did not appreciate it because they were quiet, very reserved, like this. And I'm like this. And that was the hardest part because I was really questioning myself. I was questioning, why am I helping all these trailblazers? It's really helping trailblazers that is hurting my job search. Helping trailblazers and writing articles and making videos is exactly what is hindering my job search. And that caused a lot of confusion. And I had to pray a lot. I had to pray a lot and lean on my faith, because this is all very confusing. And I just had to accept who I am and be that and persevere and just do my thing and do what's within my circle of influence, do it every day. And I ended up with multiple job offers. Thank you for coupons. Because of exam and retake costs, I could not risk for failure because my financial support was my husband. Then I tried to use coupons for my exam and retake. Very good. Enjoy. You are so very welcome. How many interviews did you have? I said almost 70. How was your first interview? During all my interviews, I received a lot of positive feedback. And my first interview, a recruiter said, you're great, but you're inexperienced and we cannot hire you. We only hire experienced people. That was my first interview. Was it difficult? Could you answer all questions? Oh, yes, I was able to answer all questions. I answered all questions very honestly. It's just now looking from here back there, hindsight 2020, I can tell you questions like, why Salesforce? They really confused me and disoriented me. But now I know exactly what this means. So I can coach anybody on how to answer this question and what it means. As far as was I able to answer all technical questions? Yes, I was. And to help you out, if you're going into a job interview, I absolutely demand that you watch Who Sees What playlist on YouTube by Salesforce YouTube channel. Who Sees What playlist. It's also listed in my article, the one I mentioned to you on LinkedIn. Who Sees What, that is sharing invisibility in Salesforce. was a question asked on every interview, almost every interview that I attended. You'll be asked about sharing invisibility. Who sees what? How long do the interviews usually take? All my interviews took longer than we scheduled. Because typically people like me. They like me as a person. They just don't like, many of them couldn't see me as a part of their team just because, you know, I dress brightly and I'm assertive and I'm just me. I'm me. I'm exactly how I am. And if I go silent, I'm just totally silent. I go silent for days. I like writing poetry and walking at the park or kayaking totally alone. What is your answer now for why Salesforce? That would be very inaccurate to answer now because now I already have my job. But if you ever need my coaching, you can definitely reach out to me on Trailhead, because why Salesforce will be an answer related to you. Me answering it from my perspective would not help you in any way. For me to help you answer this question, I would need to learn about you and tailor it to you. Anna, what is the logic of having 500 plus connections on LinkedIn? I don't appreciate this logic at all. This logic is that you just need to connect with everybody and their brother so that it looks good. I had 10,000 connections on LinkedIn when I deleted it permanently. I deleted all my social media and I don't miss it even a little bit. I don't appreciate this thinking, this logic of having 500 connections. I ended up with 500 connections because so many people wanted to connect with me, but I only connected with those people I chose to connect with because I had personal interaction with them, or we were in bootcamp together, or we were at Clicked together, or I connected with those people who wrote me meaningful letters about how my articles helped them, how I helped them pass their exams, how something I said changed their mind, how they're no longer depressed trying to kill themselves because I gave them new hope and a new vision. Those were the people that I connected with. So I have 4,000 followers, more than that, but I have 800 connections. It is not by any design, but everybody who connected with me talked to me personally. And I only connect with people who talk to me personally. All right, so I did answer that. So the logic behind 500 connections is connect with everybody and their brother. That's just stupid. That's stupid. Because you don't want to get overwhelmed and have a bunch of people, like 10,000 people I was connected with. I didn't know all of them personally. It was not meaningful. They would never help me if I needed help. Now the people I'm connected with, when I needed vouchers, they blessed me with vouchers. If they have a question for me, I answer it for them. If they need me to help them, I help them. When I needed help, they helped me. Those are the kinds of connections you want. You don't want a bunch of random people whom you don't know. That's a waste of your time. That's a bad advice. If you do not know 99% of them, that's a stupid advice. Don't do it. Don't do it. Why recruiters need it? I never heard of that. Why recruiters need you to have? No, we just interviewed a person who has 80 connections and he got a job. So no, that's not true. That's a false perception. Also, let me advise you, use your own discernment. Don't just listen to what everybody says out there and then you just go for it. You have a brain and you have a mind. You have insights and you can use your wisdom. Don't just trust everybody. I don't go by this. It's very, very, very hard to connect with me on LinkedIn. Very hard. If you comment on my posts wholeheartedly and you tell me about how I helped you, if you comment on my YouTube videos, it's highly likely I will reach out to you and connect with you. Whoever sends me random connection requests, they never make it to me. I never see them. That's how my LinkedIn is set up. And people think I'm arrogant, unapproachable, non-relatable, I don't care what people think. I have to protect my own life and mental health. I don't need to connect with random people. There is no reason for it. And those people who want to connect with me and write me a letter, they know how to do it. There are ways to do it. But as far as connecting with me on LinkedIn, it's very difficult. And I made it so because so many people invited me and tagged me, connect with her, a social Saturday. That's a waste of your time. Go focus on your certifications. Go do a super badge. Go apply for 15 jobs. Social Saturday is stupid. I'm sorry, but I speak my mind. What is your answer to? Okay, I answered that. Anna, thank you for great motivation talk today. My question is, what real business life looks like in Salesforce? Great question. I love this question. What was the difference between your expectations and your real business role? I'll answer this. Please know that the gap between expectations and real life is huge. Let us know about how is your one day at work, day in the life at work. Okay, my day in the life at work never looks the same. I work now on 5 different client projects. When I tell you this, I can't even believe it. It's incomprehensible, but it's true. I thought I would work slowly on like one project, but the reality of my life is I work on many projects. Okay, do this, this needs to be done. And I do my best. That's the reality. I never expected it to be like this, and I love it. I'm learning so much, so fast. I always feel like an imposter. I always feel like I cannot do it. I just don't give up. I feel like there's no way I can do it. But I try one step at a time. Business life in Salesforce. Let me tell you this. Salesforce, that means Salesforce as a company, interviewed me for a variety of jobs. They pursued me for 4 different jobs. I'm talking about Salesforce, the Fortune 100 company Salesforce, okay? That is the producer of the Salesforce software we're talking about. I declined 2 jobs and I interviewed for 2 jobs. They were completely different. One manager prepared, Salesforce has a difficult process to prepare. You have to go through many steps. I prepared the same, and they say they appreciate career-mindedness, career development, growth mindset. I told one manager, hiring manager, I asked about career. He loved it. He absolutely was excited about it. He asked me, do you want to be a leader on our team? I said, yes. He went after me. The other manager for another job, when I asked her, what are career growth opportunities? What will be my career development path? Her entire demeanor changed. She said, well, we just had the person leave. I'm not looking to hire another person who will be leaving anytime soon. I need a person who will come here and stay and work this job. And of course, the next morning, I got a rejection letter from her. So a real business life at Salesforce or in a Salesforce ecosystem looks very different for everybody. I will tell you this. If you work a Salesforce related job on the company side, that is the client side, that is the in-house side, you will have less possibilities for professional development. It will probably be not as fast paced, less expectations, and you will work with one company. If you go on consulting side, it will be very rapid, fast paced. There will be lots of expectations, and you will be expected to take new certifications regularly. The third side of it is the actual Salesforce company. And there, within Salesforce, there are many different jobs and things look very different depending on the hiring manager, department. It never looks the same. So I hope I answered your question. There is no one size fits all. Thank you so much. Nina said, you are very welcome. Dear Anna, what is the logic of having, I already answered that. Thank you, great. That was what I wanted to hear. You are my ideal. No, please do not see me as any kind of ideal. I am definitely not anything but a real human who struggles, who cries, who feels sad and hurts. I share both my successes and my failures with you. I am a real human, and this is nothing but one story. And I'm not giving you it one-sided. I'm giving you everything. My struggles, my adversity. It's been very difficult, but rewarding as well. And that's why I encourage you to give yourself a chance. You know, some trailblazers hire me to coach them. And when I work with them, before I work with them, they have to write me a letter of intent that they understand that I will make it difficult for them, that I will not make it easy for them, that it will be difficult. I will encourage them to apply for 300 jobs. I will make introductions directly to the hiring managers. They will need to build demos, and there will be rejection. And there will be more rejection and more rejection, and that's how they land their dream jobs. That's a path. It's not rainbows, unicorns, pink glitter, butterflies, none of that, none of that. Hard work, perseverance, and managing your headspace and your mindset. And a personal question, do you have a podcast? Yes, I have a podcast, and I think based on our audience here today, you will have no interest in it, but I might be wrong. My podcast is Christian. I am a Christian, and my podcast is The Anna Szabo Show. But I also want to discourage you from listening to my podcast because my story is very painful. I was raised by a family of alcoholics. My mom hated me. She encouraged me to kill myself multiple times. So I do have a podcast, The Anna Szabo Show, and I discourage you from listening to it. It can just be a lot, you know? Okay. So you only failed once out of 8 times? Since you do have 7 certifications. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Listen. I've been at my job for 3 weeks, 3.5. I took Marketing Cloud certification exams 4 times in 3.5 weeks. And I have 1 Marketing Cloud certification. What does it tell you? It tells you that I failed 3 times, 3 exams I failed in the last 3.5 weeks, in addition to Sales Cloud. So far, I have taken many exams. I failed 4 of them. Tomorrow I'm taking another, and on Sunday I'm taking another. And I'm doing these retakes with the coupons I gave you, and I'm doing it with courage to try to give myself a chance and see what happens. No expectations. Hi, Anna. Thank you so much for the amazing speech. I'm currently an accountant and thinking of a career change. What do you advise me for a career path? I recommend that you go and Google Salesforce career path, and you go to Trailhead, and they have career paths outlined. And I recommend that you read up on each career path because career paths are many. If Clarusway would like to invite me to another webinar and just do a webinar on that, I may be able to do it. It's just really, really personalized to you. There is no one size fits all. Because of how I am, and you see how I am because I'm real with you, there is no way that I could be a Salesforce admin. There is just no way on earth that somebody like me could be a Salesforce admin. I would drive everybody bananas. I have to be a consultant, and I knew it. So I'm a consultant. Okay, so I answered that. I learned more from you. One time I gave up, but after following you, I tried to go ahead and more times. Thank you for all. Please don't give up. You're not stupid. You're not worthless. You're not crazy. You're not an imposter. You're feeling like an imposter. When can this painful feeling go away? Never. Just get used to it. And just try. You're growing. This is new. You're giving yourself a chance, one step at a time, one step at a time. And I highly recommend flashcards, colorful pens, do super badges, and apply for many jobs and interview for the sake of interviewing. Don't worry about rejection. Sorry, another question. You mentioned about CPQ. I don't understand the question. There is no question. So just, you would need to write your question. It is a pleasure to have you today. Learned a lot. I feel nervous about something. What would you suggest for people who don't have any IT background? Okay, this is an excellent question. Listen up, and I really hope you're going to write it down. This is how I talk. When people say, tell me about yourself. Thank you so much for your question. I bring to the table 15 years of business experience across 13 different industries. And recently in my career, I worked on 5 different B2B companies on go-to-market strategy teams. By my first education, I am a teacher, which is why I have so much passion for teaching adults, and I would make a great consultant because of this experience. Throughout my career, I had to teach many adults when it comes to technology and other aspects of marketing and sales enablement, and that gave me the experience I need to be an effective consultant with clients. I also have great ability to ask meaningful questions, and that will make me a very effective business analyst. And that's why I applied for this career opportunity. And let me tell you, I learned a few things about your company on Up Exchange. Here is how many currently you have self-certified consultants. Here are the certifications you have. And I do see a gap between some of the client projects you are working on in the certifications you have. And I just happen to have the certifications that will increase your Trailblazer scorecard. So I would be a valuable asset for your team. So how you answer the question about you not having an IT experience is you bring up all your other strengths. I wouldn't call them strengths. What makes you a valuable asset? Especially any experience in teaching, in listening, in gathering requirements for projects that you had even with your husband while you two were building a house. So you need to bring it all up together. When it comes to stakeholders and managing multiple projects, anybody who is a mom should totally bring it up because you have that experience every day. And you need to claim out loud. And I would love you to say it. Just come out and say it with me right now. We have 58 people. Say it out loud. I am a valuable asset. People who hire me to coach them, I make them do it. Day one, that's what they have to do. And people choke up when they say it. My mom used to tell me, you are worthless. You do not deserve to live. You're stupid and ugly. I wish I aborted you. So with that kind of background, and you guys, I'm 40 years old today. I'm 40 years old. I'm going to be turning 40 years old in a couple of months. It's a lot in my head. You understand? But to claim, you have to practice. I am a valuable asset. I bring a lot to the table. I bring to the table 6 certifications, which will increase your Trailblazer scorecard. Trailblazer scorecard, and I still want you to raise your hand if you want to come right now on camera and say, I am a valuable asset. I really want somebody to say it because I want you to practice it. You have to. You have to overcome all these job interview rejections. You have to do it. So you guys, Trailblazer scorecard is how Salesforce evaluates consulting companies. Trailblazer scorecard requires certain certifications for a specific company to be there. For them, for this company, to get leads from Salesforce account executives. You understand? So if you have certifications such as Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, CPQ, you are going to increase their Trailblazer scorecard significantly. You are a valuable asset. You need to say it. Raise your hand if you want to say it. I'm not sure if you mentioned, but Salesforce Bootcamp you attended was not specific to consulting. Correct. It was specific to admin exam, and I was doubting myself that I could even pass that. It was not specific to consulting, but the teacher was a consultant, Katrin Kuzik. Katrin Kuzik is the best teacher ever. I recommend her bootcamp highly. If it is not specifically for consulting, did you take an additional course to be a consultant? Clicked. Yes, I did talk about it. Do our transferable skills work in the interview? Of course. You should document all of them and bring them up. I just gave you an example of me being a teacher. I gave you an example of the transferable skill and how it adds value in consulting. Okay, so we don't have anything more in the chat. I answered everything. Do we have any raised hands? No. Okay, guys, I'm going to count to 5 and then I'm leaving. If you don't want to claim that you're a valuable asset or ask me any questions, I'm just going to hang up on you and thank you for having me. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is anybody raising their hand or what? Let's see, we have new chat messages. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much for your wonderful speech. From what I've seen, one of the conditions for success is to have beautiful energy like this. You do need to have energy, yes. Let me bring Carrie. Can we bring Carrie here, please?
Kerry, you can unmute yourself if you would like to talk.
Are you talking to me?
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So let's see. Is this, yes, this is Carrie. Yes. Mhm.
Yes, it is.
I think I saw you on LinkedIn
unpresentable.
today. I remember your picture. I looked at your profile today.
Yeah. Thank you. I feel like a valuable asset. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. I sat there, I thought it in my head. Thank you so much. And for everything that you've brought to us tonight. It's really amazing.
You're very welcome. And I really, really encourage everybody when you're going through this journey, cry, because this journey is painful. You're going through a lot and crying is good for you. Laughing is good for you too. Carrie, do you have any questions?
I actually could only ask an embarrassing one, like the clicked. I'm not sure I wrote it down right.
Yeah, clicked, you wrote it down right. Clicked is
Okay.
like clicked. I clicked on a TV
Okay.
remote and it showed me a funny movie. Clicked, yes.
Okay.
You go and you look for articles on my profile. There will be an article about clicked and you will see exact links for how to sign up. It's absolutely free. Who pays for it? Salesforce.
Awesome.
Make sure you mention my name. Say hi to them. I love them.
Thank you so much. And I loved hearing things other people here had to say too. I'm so glad everybody came.
Yes, excellent. Thank you for speaking up. You are a valuable asset. Let's see who else is raising their hand. Adam.
Anna, thank you so much for today. I feel amazing assets, and also I feel very positive, very energetic. I feel look forward to plan my future, and also I'm so grateful we have you guys, and this is so amazing. So I've been experiencing, I think, for 2 months, the Salesforce ecosystem, Ohana, everybody is amazing. And I love this word. Yeah. Thank you so much. Appreciate
Very
it.
good. Very good. Excellent. I hope you got a lot out of this webinar and I hope you have lots of notes.
Absolutely. So I was typing on my just Word document, so I couldn't just. Thank you so much.
If you write a LinkedIn article, mention me and I hope that I'll get to see it because I would love it. Who else wants to raise their hand and claim that they're a valuable asset or ask me a question? I am here for you. I'm spending my Friday evening with you guys. And while you have me, ask away. Don't wait because there will be no time like this. And I'm prioritized you today, even though I wasn't feeling good. So ask away. Do not wait. Thanks a lot from Turkey. I love Turkey. 3:30 a.m. You're crazy. That's good. I won in a beauty pageant when I was 18 years old. I won a trip to Turkey, fully paid for a week. And I was in Kemer and Antalya. And I just fell in love. And since that time, I've been dreaming to go back to Turkey. It's been 22 years of dreaming. I do need to go back. Thank you so much. You already answered the questions that I would ask. Okay, thanks a lot from Turkey. Yes, 3:30 a.m. I wake up at 3:30 a.m. to attend certification days by Salesforce. The coupons I gave you come from those certification days. All right, so I really am so glad that this was valuable to you. I still will count to 5 now before I hang up on you guys, because I want somebody to be able to raise a hand. And I just want to call Feeds. I saw your face here. You should definitely be able to ask some questions. I want some ladies to ask questions. Isabel, you should be able to ask questions. You've been here the entire time. Diane, Kubra, you should, guys, raise your hands and ask questions. Unmute yourself. Why are you quiet? Don't be quiet. Fatima, and I see here more people. Come on, guys. Tuba, Nina. Nina, you totally should raise a hand and ask questions. Come on. One.
Kubra is raising hand.
Huh?
Kubra is raising her hand. So.
Okay, yes, unmute yourself. I had to scroll back because I didn't see. Yes.
Hi, Anna. Hi, everybody. Good evening.
Hi.
Thank you for this influential speech because I'm in bootcamp right now, but I was about to quit it because I'm in the developer part and it's very difficult and different to me. And I really almost quit, but after today, I really reconsider again to continue the classes. Thank you very much for this today. And I have a quick question. What do you think about voluntary job? Should we apply those kind of job? Is it really useful for us?
What kind of jobs
volunteer
again?
job?
Oh, volunteer.
Volunteer, yeah. And if yes, what kind of things should we consider? How can we choose the real one?
Mm-hmm. This is a very good question. And here is my honest answer, which is very uncommon. How I think is not normal. It is not common. Thank you so much for your question. Before I answer, I want to hear you say, I am a valuable asset.
Thank you. I am a valuable asset.
Awesome. Listen.
Thank you.
For me personally, I told you I am single, I am solo, but I don't have sugar daddies. And also on this entire earth, I'm completely alone. I have no family. So I don't have an uncle, a mom, a grandma to give me money. You understand? With that being said, I'm not in a position to volunteer. I needed a job. I had some money from my previous job and I didn't realize how long this would take. It took me 4 months to land a job. It's a long time. So as far as volunteering, my answer was, this is one CEO of a company canceled a job interview with me because I didn't do a volunteer project. Here's exactly what I told him in an email. I said, I am a single Christian celibate woman who provides solely alone for her household. I do not have sugar daddies or family, and I'm not in a position to volunteer. When many people hear this answer from me, they think I'm rude and obnoxious. I'm not rude or obnoxious. I'm actually just genuine and honest. If I was in a position to volunteer, if I had somebody sponsoring my life, I probably would volunteer. But I'm not in such position. On this entire earth, I'm completely alone and I provide for myself. If you have husband, mom, grandma, children supporting you, I don't know your situation. Maybe you have a sugar daddy who pays for your living expenses. Maybe you should volunteer. It's very personal and it truly depends on what is your timeline as far as how well you can sustain your living expenses, because it takes money to live, to eat, to have lights on, to have home. It takes a lot of money every month. So that is my honest answer. It's very uncommon. Most people are normal and they don't disclose this information about their thinking, but I'm straightforward. I'm Russian. I tell you as it is. And for you, whether or not you will volunteer will depend on who provides for your living expenses. If somebody does and you have time, volunteer away, volunteer at several companies. How do you choose them? Well, I chose many companies that I volunteer. I don't do Salesforce volunteer work, but I volunteer. I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I'm divorced 3 times. And my husband, who brought me to America, beat the heck out of me. And the police rescued me. And I was taken to a shelter for victims of domestic violence in 2009. I didn't speak any English. I didn't have any family. And I taught myself English listening to Frank Sinatra, but I didn't have driver's license. I didn't have a car and I needed driving services. So for 10 years, I volunteered for victims of domestic violence because it was close to my heart. And what did I do? Every Christmas morning at 3 a.m., I was there to serve them, to do trash, to do cooking, to serve them, to nurture their children while they were pampered up by a team of beauticians to take pictures of them as supermodels so that they could have that time and those pictures to have hope for the future. And in addition to that, I told you I didn't have a car. I needed people to take me everywhere when I was in a shelter. I provided driving services. If there was a woman who needed to go to bus stop, he had complete identity change and she needed to move out of state, I would drive her secretly anytime, anywhere she needed. And I also drove women out of state as well. So I hope this answered your question. Whatever your heart is, here where I live now, I serve in a kitchen. I cook meals for hundreds of people in our South in Black community. And I serve them, I play with children, I do back bands while moms are eating with the children. I clean up, I do trash, I clean floors. So whatever your heart is, you should do that, I think. I love your positivity, the way you took every single challenge as a chance to learn something. Yes, I truly did, and you should too. It's inspiring, and not giving up is the way to go. Don't give up. Give up for 5 minutes, take a nap, but then don't give up. Still take your steps, whatever you can. Every day is different. So while you were in boot camp, you were working full time as well? No, while I was in boot camp, I was doing boot camp. Without a Salesforce experience, just boot camp, how will I find a job? How I did it. That's what I explained during the past 1 hour, 42 minutes. That's how. Get well soon and early happy birthday. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much. You answered everything I had in mind. Oh, good. Hope you have a really happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, I already answered. Okay, who else is raising hand? We still have 48 people left. We had 60 attendees today, which is incredible. And I really want to serve you guys to the best of my ability. What other questions do you have? Who wants to raise their hand? I really think that Feats, I think you should totally raise your hand.
Hello, did you say Felice?
Yes, you should totally say, I am a valuable asset.
I am a valuable asset, of course.
Good. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. I had a question and I already asked. It was my question. Actually, I'm getting nervous about my background because I don't have any IT background, and sometimes I have heard from some of my friends that they don't even get a chance to explain how valuable asset they are actually. So that was my.
There will be opportunities you will pursue that you will not get a chance to explain. Okay, these are not the only opportunities. Go after more opportunities. When I started getting a lot of rejection, I became so discouraged. I was like, there is no way I can do it. This is how I thought about it. Okay, all right. So what if this Anna Szabo, whose situation I'm evaluating now, what if she was my best friend? Would I tell her to give up? No, of course I wouldn't. You kidding me? So then what would I recommend for her to do? Well, if Anna Szabo was my best friend, I would take a blank piece of paper, sit down, and brainstorm. And I did that. And up exchange and contacting companies directly with a super short message, sending them links to all my badges, super badges, my portfolio, my LinkedIn, my videos, articles about Salesforce. All of that came out of me wanting to give up, but not giving up, just thinking, okay, if Anna Szabo, if I was not Anna Szabo, I was just not in these shoes, okay? But if Anna Szabo was my friend, so she comes into my home, we sit down to have some tea with some Turkish delights, and then she asked me, okay, this is my situation. I feel completely worthless and discouraged. What would I say? Surely I would not say, girl, to hell with Salesforce, give up, okay? I would not say that. And then just writing down what would I say. And that became my call to action. And that's what I would recommend to you. Now, if you do get a chance to give your value proposition talk, you have to have already practiced it, which is why I'm asking you now. Say it. Say that I'm a valuable asset. You have to practice it in front of a mirror. You have to practice it, record on your phone and listen to it. How you come across, practice. Because when an opportunity comes, tell me about yourself. That's your chance to get started. I am a valuable asset. I bring to the table so many years of such and such experience, and that will help me be a great consultant, because here are the skills in the job description. Also, in my career or in my life as a mom, as a wife, as a person who moved 3 households during my husband's military career, here are the skills I developed. Here's how they will serve me based on this job description that I'm applying for. And overall, I'm very passionate about Salesforce. Here's 1, 2, 3 as to why. And I would love to be a part of your team because of these values I read on your website, and we align.
Thank you again. I really appreciate what you have shared today.
You're welcome. We have some new messages in the chat. I would like to ask, what do you think about the job opportunities in countries other than the United States? Great job opportunities everywhere, in Poland, in Russia. I don't know about Ukraine. I don't know about Russia. Let me take that back. I'm sorry, guys. I tried so hard to forget about February. Let me take that back. So I think in Turkey, I'm sorry, I think in Poland, I think in many countries reached out to me recently to write articles for them. They have consulting companies there. In Europe, that's great. So yes, you should. I know Berlin has a great Salesforce community. The recent bootcamp was there, and Salesforce employees were telling everybody about my Salesforce certification, which is how so many people looked at it that day I told you about. So Berlin, we know that most opportunities exist in the US. That's not true. That's why I feel like I don't have a chance to have a job. That's not true. That is limited thinking, and I'm going to help you with it. I prepared something for you. But I do understand how you feel. So your feelings are valid, but your thinking is false. And I'm going to help you with your thinking, because my thinking was very similar to yours. And that is very, very false thinking. But your feelings are valid, and I want to validate your painful feelings. How you feel is completely normal, but I'm going to help you out right now. Most of the time I say myself, what I am doing here, it is just waste of money. I understand. I'm about to give up. I understand completely. And I know giving up, trust me. Then I encourage myself, you can't know your destiny, just go do your best. Exactly, that's what you need to do. Now, let me help you with your thinking. This is what I had to do for myself. Like you said, you encourage yourself. I had to be my own therapist because this was happening rapidly. And I was like, let me catch my breath. Here is what helped me. This is called 10 cognitive distortions. And let me right now share it with you in, let me share this with you in, I want you to go read about it. How do I Share it on my laptop, grab the link. Yep, here it is for you. I really hope that you will read this and this will help you. It's about 10 cognitive distortions. 10 cognitive distortions, one of them you're mentioning here. Here's a link to my art. Oh, hold on. To everyone. Okay, you got the link to my article about 10 cognitive distortions. So, 10 cognitive distortions, all or nothing thinking. You think about yourself or the world in black or white thinking, all or nothing categories. This is an example of it. I was thinking this way. Nobody likes me. Everybody thinks about me as a marketing person who cannot do CPQ. Well, I wrote it all down in my journal. That's valid feeling. Okay, is that really true, Anna? Do you remember at that job interview how much positive feedback you received? Let's go back to your journal. Let's read all the positive feedback. That's not true thinking. So I had to fix my thinking. Number 2, overgeneralization. You think about negative event as a never-ending pattern of defeat. That's present in your thinking currently. And you can use my story as a benchmark for your thinking that, yes, I went through so much adversity, hundreds of rejections, and I ended up with a job I love, my perfect fit. Number 3, a mental filter. You think exclusively about your shortcomings and ignore your positive qualities and accomplishments. I was caught up in that eventually. After so many companies and hiring managers telling me, we would love to have you, but you write all these articles for Trailblazers and make videos. We see you as a marketing person. After a lot of that accumulated and compounded, I was like, I'm about to delete my LinkedIn profile. I'm about to delete all my YouTube videos. I'm not going to help any Trailblazers anymore. That was me focusing on one aspect of me instead of focusing on screw them. Whatever they said is because of them. I bring a lot to the table. Just what I told you today. I had to shift my thinking, but it took shifting and then shift some more and then shift some more. And that's how I ended up being able to apply, interview. And I ended up with multiple offers. It took time and it took effort and it took hard work. Wanting to give up on your bootcamp is completely normal. You can read the rest of the 10 cognitive distortions in my LinkedIn article. I do not know how to pronounce the name of this gentleman, but I would love for you to unmute yourself. Edge, or I don't know.
Okay.
Yes.
Ege, okay.
Hi. Hi. First of all, thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
My question is like, I have a bootcamp. I'm taking the bootcamp. I'm also like full-time student in the college. I also have part-time jobs. You know, like for that, my question, when I have the interview, like if I tell them like I have students, like I'm a student, so how is it gonna affect to like hiring process? Because you know, like you have too much experience for the interviews. So you know, like do you have any things to tell me like how is it gonna affect the process being a student like without an experience?
Well, I don't have any configuration experience and I got a job. The experience I had were my super badges. I'm a 2-time ranger. I'm just 5,000 points away from being a triple ranger, three-star ranger. My experience was through badges and super badges and the orgs I built for all those job interviews that gave me case studies to build out. That was my experience. You should focus on doing super badges. That's your experience. Where did you gain it? At Ursus Solar Major, Major Solar, and at Northern Trail Outfitters. And you should totally talk about this experience because the idea that you don't have experience is false. How many super badges have you completed?
Me, I didn't count. Like maybe I don't know. I can't answer correctly right now.
You don't know how many super badges you completed? Super badges are unforgettable. Once you complete one, you
He
can't
just
forget
started to, yeah, he just entered the Salesforce Ohana 2 months ago.
Yeah, maybe I didn't.
so,
I didn't
yeah.
want it. I didn't win any super badges. I have badges, but it's not super badges. So I just started. That's why.
Okay, so
I mean-
start gaining experience today. How? Go complete super badges. Which one should you start with? Start with Sales Cloud Super Badge. Which one should you do next? Reports and dashboards for Lightning Experience Super Badge. After that, which one should you do? Either Process Automation Super Badge or Service Cloud Super Badge. After that, which one should you do? CPQ. Go for CPQ. If you complete super badges for CPQ, you will get jobs, I promise you.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Now you have to say, I am a valuable asset.
I am a valuable asset. Thank you.
Awesome. You're welcome. All right. I don't think we have any more questions. Now there is 41 super badges. It has so many little ones now. Don't do those. Don't do those. Don't waste your time. Nobody cares about them. Nobody ever asks about them. I went through almost 70 job interviews. Employers ask you about Sales Cloud Super Badge, Service Cloud Super Badge, Financial Services Cloud Super Badge, Health Cloud Super Badge, Process Automation Super Badge, Lightning Experience Reports and Dashboards Super Badge. CPQ Super Badges are extremely valuable, and I'm going to conquer them soon. I haven't yet. So do those. Don't focus on anything else. Just don't waste your time. Your time is valuable. Invest it. Okay, guys, we've been here for 2 hours. I thank you so much for everything. And so we can wrap up, I would like to give the floor, and I just want to tell you one last time that you are a valuable asset. This journey is difficult. Do not believe in rainbows and unicorns. There will be pain, rejection, failure. You will feel like an imposter, and still do it. Scared, do it anyway. When will you feel better, like you know it all? Never. Just get used to it. This is a great industry. There are many career opportunities. You just have to manage it right here. Manage your time. I told you how. Set smart goals. I told you how. And comment on my LinkedIn posts, on any, whichever ones you want. Comment there with your certification screenshots and let me know how you feel about this webinar.
Thank you very much, Anna. I know that there are a lot of participants outside of Clarusway family, but I would like to thank you on behalf of Clarus family today. And thank you very much sharing your inspiring story. And really, I believe it will helpful to many participants today here. And I hope they will share their experience with others. So it will help everyone. Thank you very much.
Let's hear what Adam would like to say before I go.
Oh, okay.
I was just clapping. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I feel very energetic. You're very positive, and you give us hope. This is the most important part. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Very good.
You.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
I should say that for a minute, I felt that we are in a classroom and you're our teacher. I really felt like that.
Well, I always loved my children. I spent 5 years teaching children in school, and I understand suffering. I've suffered so many times, guys. I endured so much adversity in life. And still, I say this, sometimes life sucks and sometimes it rocks. And yet you have to take it both, and life is worth living. And if you're going to be here, what are you going to do with your time? Go for something you want. And what if it doesn't work out? I don't know if it's going to work out, but you can try. When should you start? Next year? Today. Start today. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
I know that webinars are not built in a way to clap, but I would like to invite everyone, unmute yourself and clap Anna today. Please join me.
Just like clapping.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Anna.
so
Thank you.
much.
Hope to see you again soon.
Invite me. Awesome.
See you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. Have a good day.
Have a great night.
Appreciate it.
Anna.
Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye.
Sam.
Anna.
Hope to see you again. Bye.
Invite
Thank
me.
you, Anna.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.